Now, let's turn our heads to the Afia House now, and this suspension of social health authority services by private hospitals has entered day 2 today. The move has affected access to health care by members registered in SHA. The government is today expected to issue a statement on the same. Our reporter Gloria Milimu is currently at the Health Ministry headquarters. Let's join her live as we listen in to Robert Ingasira, who is the acting CEO of the Social Health Authority.
The details of disbursements made under SHA from the beginning, from 1st October to date, so that we can be able to agree on what has been paid and what remains outstanding. Okay. Yeah.
Still on that issue of reconciling debt, I have two questions in follow-up. The first question is, when you came to Parliament with the PS and other health officials,
yes.
One thing that was clear is I remember Dr. Nyikal saying that you people have 4 billion for the primary health care fund.
Yes.
Yet you've only used, I think, about 600 million. So where's the rest of the money, and why do people have to make out-of-pocket payments? The other issue is a lot of NHIF money was used to settle WIBA claims. Would that be one of the reasons that we are in this mess? And I think finally, before Gloria jumps in, there was a task force that was appointed to do a study of liabilities and, you know, every business of NHIF before handing over to SHA. What were the findings? Were the debts verified? And finally, actually, because one of the doctors was telling me, it's like the government does not have access to the NHIF portal because the supplier, when his contract was terminated, Nikama, he wasn't happy and he shut everything down. So do you have access? Why is there a need to reconcile these debts again when you already had that information?
Yes, let me start by saying that the NHIF system is still operational. It's very much alive. It is the system the facilities are using to reconcile the debt. And it is not true that the supplier contract was terminated. The supplier is still with us because we still need that data. That data will be useful to us until such a time we shall have exhausted the payments to all facilities. So the system is still there. It's very much alive. Number two is on the issue you have said, the primary health. From the exchequer under the current financial year, we have allocated 4 billion for primary health. Out of that 4 billion, we disbursed in November 1.3 billion to facilities. Now, how capitation works is you disburse using population data. And then at the end of the period, the facilities give you returns. Now, you will remember that during that period, we were bringing on board many other facilities which were not with us under NHIF. So we brought on board a number of facilities. We also allowed level 4s, which were not in the primary health care arrangement, to offer primary health care services. Now, to be able to compensate those additional facilities and the level 4s, we agreed that at the end of the quarter, which is 31st December, they would do returns. Returns will show how many people have visited their hospitals and the kind of treatment they have received. So the balance of the money that we are holding is supposed now to be used to settle these facilities after we have fully verified the returns. We had a back and forth with a number of those facilities, but I'm happy that we are almost done. We should be able to disburse to those facilities possibly this week or next week. That will now more or less utilize the balance of the money. Maybe a point to note is that under SHA, we have 3 funds. And the 3 funds by law are designated and protected. So you can't move money from one fund to offset bills in another fund. So the money that is under primary health can only be used for primary health. And that is why, while we have, against the 4 billion, MOH has already disbursed 3.7 billion to us. So 3.7 less 1.3, we have 2.4. This 2.4 is going to be used to settle claims that have now been brought here by the facilities who offered primary health in the quarter starting 1st of October to 31st of December. So that money is there and is going to be used for that purpose. On the issue of WIBA, I need to clarify that the WIBA money comes directly from Treasury through public service and goes strictly to offset WIBA claims. So there is no WIBA money that has been used to offset NHIF claims. As we speak, the Treasury is aware of how much money is owing under WIBA, and I think they are making plans to fund it also. Yeah.
What were the recommendations of the Transitional Committee?
Now, for the Transitional Committee had a wide range of mandates. One of them was ascertaining the assets and liabilities of SHA. It was also to look at how to transit the SHA staff. And it was also to ensure that there is no disruption of service within the intervening period. So it was that committee was able to come up with the assets and liabilities of SHA. Largely, to get to ascertain the assets and liabilities of SHA or of NHIF, the ones that were to transfer to SHA, they were basing it on the audited financial statements. So they worked closely with the auditors from the...
Well, let's hope that deadlock is quickly sorted out so that everyone can get